Well, welcome to week 4 of English 153. Can you believe the class is exactly half over? I'll be grading your essays tomorrow. I'm looking forward to those. I think you all are doing a terrific job, okay? So I'm very, very pleased. Don't forget the class is kind of getting ready to wind down, and that's what that discussion last week was about. Thinking about 3 authors that you might want to do your final presentation on. You can still change those authors, all right? I just wanted you to be thinking about that now, and that's what that was all about. Okay, week 4, peace and justice. Throughout all of written history, authors, writers, singers have written about peace and justice. And this goes all the way back to the Old Testament, right? We have Ecclesiastes, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful verse. I'm going to go to it right here. Turn, turn, turn by the birds. That's what that song is about Ecclesiastes. Here's Bible on Bible Hub. We also have Hurricane by Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, of course, famous for writing about peace and justice, all right? Freebird by Leonard Skinner. You're going to really enjoy that. The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan, but performed by Tracy Chapman. So there's a lot of music in this particular unit. Music is lyrics. Music is poetry. Music can be about social justice, about peace, those kinds of issues, all right? Volunteers of America by Jefferson Airplane. Then we go to we get more serious. We go to the Gettysburg Address. We go to Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. And all these are very short, by the way. And then Black Elk Speaks. Really, really moving a commentary by famous Native American. So I'm trying to introduce you here to a variety of music, a variety of writing throughout the ages that's about peace and justice type issues. So here's the video. Now I know this is all 60s music. Okay, don't get me wrong. I've got my notes here. I do like more modern music. Also, Pucifer, Alt J. Those are 2 groups that are related. I listen to all the time. Greta Van Fleet. I just love them. Okay, Sonata Arctica, Nightwish. Those are heavy metal groups. Manchester Orchestra, really very, very cool group. Pavlov's Dog, that kind of thing. They're more of an older group and they're still in existence. All right. So please go down through these videos. They're short, they're fun. I think you'll get a lot out of them. I think you can tell I'm trying to make the class fun. All right. Now this is more serious. All right. You might wonder why this is. It's particularly pertinent right now with all that's going on city by city in terms of demonstrations and those kinds of things. Biography of Zora Neale Hurston. She is one of the first African Americans that became recognized as a writer. All right. Don't forget, women didn't write. They weren't brought into what's called the canon, into the main literary field. Women's writing. I introduced you earlier on to Kate Chopin. She was one of the very, very first. Zora Neale Hurston is the first Black woman. Here's where you can read Ecclesiastes. You can hear it earlier by the birds. All right. Here's a transcript of the Declaration of Independence. Beautifully written, by the way. Here's the preamble to the Constitution. Very, very important document. Here's the Bill of Rights, also, of course, very, very important. Then here's an article that you need to read. It's in the quizzes, okay? It's her story, Zora Neale Hurston's story about a former slave and how long it took this story to come to print. So I'm trying to introduce you to different kinds of literature, all of which is related to peace and justice. And then here's the text for the life and times of Frederick Douglass. And if you didn't get to study him in high school, he is an escaped slave and one of the first escaped slaves to actually have his work recognized. Don't forget, slaves were not allowed to learn to read or write. So this is quite an accomplishment. And he became a very, very famous literary figure, very famous political figure, Frederick Douglass did. Okay, so here are the discussions. I think they're kind of fun. Let me just go ahead and show them to you. All right. In the above video, Volunteers of America, beautiful song. I think you're going to really like it. There are at least 10 what are called iconic images of history. Okay, you look at the video, you listen to the music, and there's 10 images in there at least, okay, more that speak for themselves. Much like the, in more recent times, well, it's still before some of y'all, 9/11, all right, the buildings falling down and some terrific photographs from that. Those were iconic images, okay? So I want you to identify and explain at least 5 of those from the video. Give it some thought. You can look up on Wikipedia. You can say, wow, what is that? It's very, very cool, very, very important. All right. Okay, so that is, I think, discussion 4. Right? Let's go to discussion 5. Volunteers of America, the times that are changing, times of freedom, all have some elements of protest against social justice, or for social justice, okay? Protests against social injustice, right? So what are the issues in your mind today? All right, what's going on today that you think Some element of protest might help ensure that these issues change for the better. Okay, please be specific. Good writing is all about specifics. Critical thinking is all about specifics and examples. And then, of course, always respond to one peer. So those are the discussions. Let's go to the quizzes. The quizzes are also quite cool. And none of this is long, okay, but it does cause you to do the readings. That's my goal here, is to make sure you read this material and think about it. This college class, that's what we do, all right? We read and think, not rocket science. Okay, so quiz 4. Continue the last preview. Okay, so there are a bunch of songs there that I wanted you to listen to. I want you to discuss and explain the rhyming scheme, at least 2 of the above songs. Spell it out, please. Give examples. Give me the actual lines. Tell me what the rhyming scheme is. And there is a, let me double check here. Hang on. Here, previous page. How is music like poetry? Be specific, using some of the knowledge about poetry you've already covered in this course and using direct quotes from the songs. How is music like poetry? And I want to see some examples directly from the songs here, okay? So, quiz 4, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, if you don't mind. Quiz 5. Quiz 5. Continue the last preview. This quiz is about reading the Zora Neale Hurston material there on the Moodle. And so I want to explain what her contribution to literature, peace, and justice in society. Be specific and provide examples from the article that accompanies this unit, okay? So there is an article there. Please find that. I've already mentioned it. Okay, then read the Frederick Douglass chapters. And I don't ask you to read the entire document. I notice I say read such and such chapters. I think it's chapters 3 to 5, okay? So I just want to check that you've read it, that you've thought about this. You might wonder why. Okay, well, look at the times that we're in right now. Okay, give that some thought, please. Okay, see if there are any cause and effect kind of situations, all right? So what is the penalty for telling the truth about conditions that slave endures? I'm not going to read these out loud, okay? But this is all these 3 questions, all of these are related to the Frederick Douglass chapters. And I'm looking for specifics and details. Don't just type a few words and move on, okay? I need to see your critical thinking here. Okay, so what else can I tell you? Let me go back. Week 4 essay, same as usual, nothing special there. Just read the documentation, please. Read the instructions. I don't need to read them. Okay, so peace and justice. That's it. In this unit, we see how writers ranging from the authors of the Old Testament to the founders of our nation and on to modern folk singers like Bob Dylan have used their literary skills for creating a more equitable world. And this is one of the reasons you're going to college. Is it's helpful. It's helpful for you and for everyone else to be a citizen in this society. And now more than ever, we need good citizens. So this is what I'm kind of driving here through literature, okay? So please enjoy. You know how to reach me if you have questions. Don't wait till the last minute Sunday night, please. I don't read my emails Sunday evening. I'm tired by then, okay? So, hey, give me a break too, please. Okay, good luck. Thanks for watching this.